Hi there. Today I want to show you my Esperanto Boggle set. I don't know if you've ever played the game Boggle growing up. I did a lot. Probably my favorite board game to play. I don't know if there's no board to it, so I don't know if you can call it a board game, but my favorite word game. I think it's way more fun than Scrabble or whatever, Upwards or these other games. It's really fun, and doing it in Esperanto is going to be a blast. I'm going to be bringing this game to the Cleveland, Ohio Landa Congresso, the national conference, which is coming up at the end of this month. In fact, tomorrow, June 15th, is the final ultimate deadline to sign up for it. There's still a little bit of time to sign up, and we'd love to see some more people there. Check the links below for more details about that. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on, and you can see on the website the fun stuff. I think we're doing a cruise on one of the Great Lakes. Go to the Rock and Roll Museum, the History Museum. There's going to be fun stuff. But for me, one of my highlights, I know this sounds lame, is just going and wandering into a lobby and seeing some Esperanto nerds playing a board game together and seeing, oh, what does that word mean? I've never seen that root before. Oh, interesting. That's fun for me. I can take a trip with my family and other friends to go see Niagara Falls, without that being with Esperantists, but I can only play Esperanto board games with other Esperanto speakers, so there's something unique to that. So I know it's not the coolest thing to maybe bring up as a reason to go to a conference, but I think it's really neat. So I want to show you my Boggle set, and then we're going to play around together in this video. And so that you're already used to it, so that if I see you in Cleveland or at other conferences in the future, I might even see if there's room in my bag to take this to Austria. I just booked my plane to go to the World Conference in Graz, Austria, the following month, end of July. That's going to be a blast. I've never been to Europe before, and so we can maybe have people play it there as well. I think it's way more fun than Esperanto Scrabble. Now, this is a lot of fun. I've been bringing this for years to different conferences. My dad got this for me years ago. Esperanto Scrabble is great, but it's not nearly as fun as Boggle because a lot of it boils down to the luck of the draw. You have to pull blindly out of a bag 7 tiles. What if you pull out 7 tiles that are not easy to make a word out of, and someone else gets better tiles? And what if someone else cuts you off and puts a word where you were wanting to go, and now I really don't know what's left, or they land on a triple word score and just dominate you, even though the word they got was kind of a boring word, and you had a great word that's impressive that you even know it's a word, but it's only worth 8 points, and theirs was worth 33 points because of what it landed on. So there's a lot of reasons why Scrabble isn't as much fun as it should be or could be for language learners. I want to show off the new words I've learned, or what I can spot and make out of my letters. I don't want to say no to an impressive word because a smaller, lamer word technically would give me more points and cut you off. And so I don't really like that. I think the strategy of this game gets in the way of the enjoyment of language and the language learning process. I remember reading an article recently, correct me if I'm wrong, and let me know in the comment section what it actually is. It's my understanding that a guy won the German or French Scrabble competition without even learning German. Like a French guy just showed up, memorized the dictionary, knew how to really land on the right squares, and destroyed everyone in a different language that he doesn't even speak. He can't even say hi and where's the bathroom in the language, but he was able to just kind of game the system and be able to do it that way. Well, that kind of takes the fun out of it in my sense, in my opinion there. So I think there's a way to do it that's less lame and more exciting and more amusing too. So I think that when you play Esperanto Boggle, you should only get a point if you're able to use a word in a sentence. And you might build a word that's kind of obscure. Well, that's kind of a silly wording. No one would really say it like that. One could if they found themselves in the following scenario. Is that a blank I see before me? Okay, yeah, I guess in a kitchen underwater, one might need a blah, 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 whatever word you're going to come up with. But that could be fun for everyone else to go rolling their eyes at you. Yeah, technically that doesn't break the rules. That does logically make sense. You could put that affix next to that. Yes. Okay, fine. You get the point. That's more fun than just here, I got 33 points. Now I got 17 more points, and that's not as much fun. So we're going to play around together. I'm going to change the viewpoint here so that you can see the tiles. And then I'll walk you through how the game works so that if I see you in Cleveland, again, sign up in the, use the links below to sign up for it. If I see you there and we play around together, you'll watch this video and you can just join right in instead of asking a million questions. Wait, how does it work? How long do the words have to be, etc. So let's dive in and see how well you do today. All right, let's dive in. I was so happy to see this at a thrift store in a travel case, no less, so that it can pack up in my suitcase really nicely. So you got little slips of paper here that people can write down their words on, and a little timer button there. Let's take a look at these letters. So it's a 4x4 grid, which gives you a total of 16 letters. Now, exactly half of these cubes had a non-Esperanto letter, a Q, W, X, or Y on them. And so I replaced those. I just used my label maker at home and printed up a letter cho, jo, sho, ao, jo, and ho. And I figured there's more words that use cho and jo because of the correlative table, as well as each, is a good common ending tacked onto things. So, debating, well, do I have two hos or two shows? That's why I went with these two, because of chie, chie, etc. And then, bluijo or whatever. And so this I put as both, because how often are you really going to do anything else but an A in front of wo? Neutrala or Europo. There's like 2 or 3 words in the whole language that use an E W here. So it's going to make it easier to do lao or malgrau, etc. If we have it that way. So, that kind of replaces the QU in the English version. So we got Esperanto here, and you can just look at the letters that you have on the board. I'm going to scramble it up in a minute here, but if you want to make a word, you just go, okay, APE, ape, okay, PET, pet. So in English, it needs to be at least 3 letters long to make a word. And, so 2, an, that's not long enough, sorry, but pet would work, or pen, or ten, or net. So as long as they're touching either directly or diagonally, that's fine. You can't reuse it. You can't say T-E-N-T. No, you already used the T for, that one. So you could say pent, like pent up anger, let's say, or P-E-N-S, pens, all right? In Esperanto, you could say mi penas, right? P-E-N-A-S. I am trying. So that would work right there to make a full word out of that. And so we're going to jumble these up, and we'll see what you guys can come up with. And in the comments section, I'm going to pause. I'll give you a chance to pause, and then in the comments section, write out all the words, and I would say write out a quick sentence that uses those words to prove that you really know how that word is supposed to be used. That way it's language learning time and helping you actually commit that word to memory because you saw it put into place somewhere. So we're going to put the lid here on top, and we're going to scramble these words up. All right, and let's see here. Are there enough vowels? There looks like there's quite a few vowels in there. We don't have any of the Esperanto letters here, so we'll scramble a little bit more until we see a couple of those in there as well. All right, I scrambled them up a little bit further, and I made them all face the same direction. So I think these are going to work really nicely, and there's plenty of vowels in here. So let's play with these letters, and let's just give a sample one here. They all have to be at least 3 letters long, and A and W here count as 2 letters. So right in front of you, you see T-I-R-E, tire. But it's not yours until you use it in a sentence. All right, how can you use tire in a sentence? La gruppo tire kai pushe ec eniris la butikon. What does that mean? The group pushingly and pullingly suddenly entered the store, the shop. Okay, like a Black Friday special, and it's just a stampede and pushing and pulling and shoving, right? So try to think of a way to actually say tire, even though it's not the most common way of wording something, but see if you can get creative. And as you look through these letters, write down what you're seeing. Remember, words like, prepositions and adverbs, words from the correlative table are totally fine to use here. Chies, nenies, kiom, tiom, iom, words like that are fine. But let's make sure it's a complete word. Let's try to avoid elision. If you just see, sho ipo, sheep, well, let's not do that. But if you see another vowel, you can make sheepo or sheepa or sheepe, cool. So let's stick with not having to use elision and doing any shortening. How many words can you spot that can stand on their own the way that you see them? So dig through the comments section. I'm going to sit down and see which ones I can come up with. And so you can check my comment after you are done looking through yours. And let's see how well you do. And also, don't forget to sign up for the Cleveland Conference if you're able to make it to that. There's 2 different events going on. There's the National Conference, and then there's NOSC, the North American Summer Courses. So there's like a week of classes, and then there's a big weekend excursion-filled, lecture-filled conference too. So there's 2 different things. So maybe you can only get off work for enough for one of those 2. Check online and see if it's possible. We'd love to see some new faces there in Cleveland this summer. That'd be really fun. And if you live near Cleveland and you're a filmmaker, hit me up if you want to make an Esperanto short film for the film festival while I'm in town. Maybe I could come in a day early or stay an extra day late and meet up with you and we film something in a park. Who knows? We could have a really fun time. I've been to Sandusky before. I got an uncle in Sandusky. I've never been to Cleveland before, so I'm excited to check that city out. And let me know in the comment section if you have any recommendations that I should look at and places to stop, or hole in the wall greasy spoon that I should order a meal at. Give me your recommendations and hopefully I'll see many of you there. Good luck. Patrons, thank you so much for your ongoing monthly support. And I also want to thank those who send a few dollars here and there on PayPal or Venmo to buy me a cup of coffee. That is also very much appreciated. Your support really does help people all over the world to explore Esperanto.